guys, Josh here from Swimace. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 common things I'm seeing with triathlon swimmers that's directly impacting speed in the water. Now, the first thing we're going to go through is body posture. Now, this one's a big one because this one will directly affect how much resistance and drag you're going to be causing. And the common thing that I'm seeing with people is it tends to come from your eye line. And now, mainly it is because your eye line is sitting too high. Now, when you're in this position, it means that your body line is off, and it's mainly your legs are sinking and your hips are sinking, so therefore there's a lot more surface area, causing that resistance to be off your legs and feet and creating more drag. Alright, now the first drill we're going to look at to help correct some of this problem is we've got to start thinking about lifting up the hip position and changing your eye line. And the best way to do that, I find, is just simply kicking on your side. So start off with one arm in front, one arm by your side, and we want to try and keep your head squashed to the side of your arm, just to make sure that we can protect where your hips are going to sit in the water. Because now we're on our side, we're not going to have that the kicking issue where your legs are sinking because your eyes are up. Now, if our arms are in front and your head's by your side and your hips and shoulders are facing into the pool, then we're going to see a kicking motion that now all of a sudden you've got body control, and now you're looking at the side of the pool, not where you're going. So that's automatically going to correct that position. So try and integrate this drill into your training. All right, next thing I'm starting to see a bit of is we're going to talk about your body axis, or the axis that your body rolls on. So from the tip of your head right through down to your feet, we're going to call that the plane, or the axis plane, or what we roll on. Now, anytime we go out too wide or we cross over this plane, your body's going to naturally force you to throw in a counterbalance move, and that's where we see your body come into like a fishing movement. So your hips go out laterally and then your legs go out laterally, and then we look down the pool and see you moving side to side. So that's the fishtail movement that we talk about. Alright, now the drill we're going to look at for this one, it's one arm freestyle, and we're going to do this with your opposite arm out in front. Now, the reason for this is similar to what we're talking about with like our arm kicking out to the side. So having that hand out in front, it means that we can have a stabilizer for your head to rest against. In resting on this, it means that your hips and legs are going to sit in a great position, but it also means that having your arm out in front, it gives you an opportunity for your stroking hand to have a measure against. So you can stroke out to be in line with that one. And then the beauty of that is when we go to stroke, we've already got a set of where the midline is because of the hand out in front. So you can automatically feel where the path needs to go. So you're not going to kick out across this midline with your hand out in front. So let's really try and use one arm freestyle to help if you find that your stroke path is out too wide. Now, straight off the back of that one is the depth of your stroke. Very similar to the width of your stroke, we're still going to talk about this axis plane, because now when we start to go deep, we're now starting to drag your shoulder down in the water, and this is making your head and your neck and everything come down with it. So if you ever see anyone bobbing in the water, and that's purely because we're going too deep in the water. So what we really need to do with depth of stroke, we really need to protect the position of your shoulder in relation to the side of your head. So we don't want to see you drop down in the water, because that's going to push us straight down into that phase. Alright, now the drill we're going to use for this one's called catch, pull. Now the reason we're going to use this drill is because in isolation, using one arm, this is going to help force that new pathway of isolating your elbow and pulling from fingertip to elbow as a paddle as one motion. And all we're going to do is just gently move your hand down into a path with the elbow locked, and just get the feeling of what that initial catching the water feels like. So this drill is really great to force that new pathway and isolate that stroke. Now the next thing we'll talk about that I see a lot of is people's head positions. Now whatever your head does, your body's going to follow. So we have to remember that if you're all of a sudden pressing your head up, then that means that your body's going to try and follow this movement. And as soon as we lift up in the water, just remember that something's going to also go down. Alright, one thing that can assist with that high head position is the integration of a snorkel into your training regime. Now, the snorkel does help to get your head into a better position. Now, it also gives you the ability to swim relaxed without having to turn your head to breathe. you're now going to have the ability to hold your body in a better position in the water. Alright, the last one is probably one of the big ones. Once we've got the posture under control, we've checked the head position's good, we're not too wide, we're not too deep, we're going to touch on a little bit more detail on the stroke path, because we see this way too many times that, like, when people go into the catch position, they might have a nice high elbow, but then they kick out wide or they come across their body. So we really want to make sure that that stroke path is always getting into a position, like from catch phase into setup phase under your body, where we're starting to see that 90 degrees arm bend. And that's giving you the ability to then press the water and engage some of those larger muscle groups. If we can't get into that setup phase being at that 90 degrees, we tend to see you drop through that power phase. So stroke path really needs to get that catch position into setup phase in a powerful move under your body. Alright, now good drill for this one is 3-second delay. Now what we want to do is start off in a horizontal position with a neutral spine, head down, arm by your side. Now move down into setup phase, now making sure that your arm has a 90-degree bend in it, and hold for 3 seconds. Now we want to push down through into the finish stage of your stroke, making sure that we brush your thumb against your thigh as you go past. Now while you're in this position, just make sure that your head is locked into the side of your arm there, just to maximize how your body position is going to sit. Now you can use a snorkel for this one, as this will only help hold that position a little better. All of these drills can be found on this channel, so feel free to go back and watch in your own time. If you've got any questions or you'd like to see more of this, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.